All right. Yeah, we're going. Okay, so we're back. I fixed it up a little bit. I don't like all those lights, but we're back. And just a reminder, I'm the author of the Analog Body. Buy it on Amazon. Tell your friends about it, and look at my video about it. I have a couple of videos about it. Okay, so we're George Lewis Morris. Like he's somebody that I we was talked about during the 80s, 70s, and 80s a lot. For some reason, he kind of disappeared. This is the new direct. There's a lot of his books, like the one fictions. What's it called? Ficciones. A lot of his books are kind of this labyrinth isn't very much different. And but he was born in he's kind of similar age to Blanchot, 1899, and he died in 1986. I couldn't remember when he died. Like I was at Long Beach State back then, summer in the summer, so I was kind of aware of him back then. So I probably well, like those writers I was talking about a couple days ago, uh, Camus. Uh, yeah, who are those guys? Let's see. So the previous book talks. Let's see. Let me go back to it. Let's see. So if you look at my older videos, but if you look at Book Talk, we're doing it right now. Okay, so Camus, yeah, Anthony Burgess, Franz Kafka. I mean, those are all people I discovered when I was a teenager. Kafka, Burroughs. Who else? Those are poets. Fleur Jaggi is sort of a new writer I discovered recently, but Clarice Lispector, probably, even though she's from Argentina, she's probably, I knew about Borges before Clarice Lispector. Might maybe soon after. Okay, so yeah, a lot of those writers I've been talking about were writers I read when I was even Blanchot I read when I was like 19 or 20. Uh, Discovered him, and then Borges. I had his books from an early age, and you would find Ficciones. I think was maybe published by Grove Press, and this one Grove Press he was in the Evergreen Review a lot. So he was Argentine short story writer. He kind of focused on the short story writer and essays. He translated. He's a key figure in Spanish language and international literature. I think he won an award that he shared with Beckett. I think so sometime in his best known works, Ficcione, the El Aleph, um, and he's a major guy in 20th century Spanish Latin American literature. So and yeah, he's kind of before my time. Never got a chance to meet him like Yevtushenko and some of these other guys. Uh, let's see where, but like I said, he has a lot of books and a lot of. This is the most common one you see in America. This one, labyrinths and stuff. So let me read a little bit of. Let's see. Let me read this. This is one you even see like in anthologies and stuff. Talon, Ukbar, Orbis Tertius. And it starts like this. I owe the discovery of Akbar to the conjunction of a mirror and an encyclopedia. The mirror troubled the dust of a corridor in a country house on Nona Street in Ramo Mejia. The encyclopedia is fallaciously called the Anglo American Encyclopedia, New York, 1917, and is a literal but delinquent reprint of the Encyclopedia Britannica of 1902. The event took place some 5 years ago. Bioa Caceres had dinner with me that evening, and we became lengthily engaged in a vast polemic concerning the composition of a novel in the first person whose narrator would admit or disfigure the facts and indulge in various contradictions which would permit very few readers, to perceive an atrocious or banal reality. From the remote depths of the corridor, the mirror spied upon us. We discovered such a discovery is inevitable in the late hours of the night, that mirrors have something monstrous about them. Then B.O. Caceres recalled that one of the heresiarchs of the Akbar had declared that mirrors and copulation are abominable because they increase the number of men. I asked him the origin of this memorable observation, and he answered that it was reproduced in the Anglo-American Encyclopedia in its article Akbar. The house which we had rented had a set of this work. On the last page, volume 46, we found an article on Uppsala. On the first pages of volume 47, one on the Ural Altaic languages, but not a word about Akbar. Bioy, a bit taken back, consulted the volumes of the index. In vain he exalted all the imaginable spellings: Akbar, Ukbar, Okbar, Ukbar, Yokbar. Before leaving, he told me that it was in a region in Iran, in Iraq, or Asia Minor, and I must confess that I agreed with some discomfort. I conjectured that this undocumented country and its anonymous Hesiarch were a fiction devised by Bioy's modesty in order to justify a statement. The fruitless examination of one of Justice Peirce's atlases fortified my doubt. So yeah, I mean, a lot of his stories are like just about, like a bunch of librarians talking, and maps and Babylon. Yeah, Pierre Menard, the author of the Quixote, is another famous story by him, and circular ruins. I mean, everything's. It's like I gotta. Yeah, Funes and Memoriist is a story about the guy that remembers everything, and so I mean, like he just seems like folk. His stories kind of seem kind of like this real like guy that's just read a lot, folk tales, religious text. Um, oh wow, yeah, I should reread this. Like just libraries, um, librarians. Just like and there's reference to a lot of text and maps and in the stories, and the people are in search for books and all that. Let's see. The introduction. Okay, yeah, so yeah, he's been compared to Edgar Allan Poe a lot. Who's this? French Academy. But he was like read kind of in an international audience. He was like him and Gabriel Garcia Marquez definitely opened up like South American writers. I mean, like it was like after them there was like a thing, and the 80s was like a time when a lot of their translations came around. So I mean, I suggest that you check this out. I mean, I don't hear too much about Borges that much on these YouTube book talk things anymore, but this is definitely like somebody that me and my friends definitely read and stuff, and and it's from pretty much for the same time. The author I'm going to talk about next is a little bit newer, but I'm still kind of in that same period of late 1890s to the early part of the 20th century, where most of these authors were born, and some of these writers, published their stuff in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and Lispector's a little newer. So, and just remember your favorite book here. You know, And I'll be doing readings pretty soon too. Okay. Any question? I'm gonna wrap it up here. Borges is great, and okay. So I see that there's no questions. I'll be back in five or 10 minutes.